Hey you guys, I'm Chris Herndon with Ridge Rocker Turkey Calls and KYSA. This morning we're out here with some youth. It is our opening day of youth turkey season. We're excited. We're getting ready to head out. Looking forward to killing some birds this morning. It ought to be a good morning. These are some guys, it's their first time, some of them, and some of them have hunted before. But we're going to have a good time here on our family farm this morning. So why don't you guys introduce yourself? What's your name?
I'm Dylan.
I'm Alex.
I'm Brian.
Are you guys excited?
Yeah. Very.
Very excited? Well, good. That's what we're about here, is introducing young people to the outdoors and really passing it on for future generations.
Did you just hear that one gobble? Somebody might go in there.
Today I've got some young hunters with me. It's opening weekend of youth season here in Kentucky. We're getting ready to head out this afternoon for our afternoon hunt, and just wanted to go over with these guys and with you all out there just how we go about conditioning our strikers, what kind of surfaces we're using, and the kind of the strikers, the calls, and the surfaces, how that all comes into play with what kind of tone and sound that you're going to get out of your calls. So first of all, this is our wig splitter. It's a crystal call that we make at Ridge Rocker. I'm going to show you how I go about conditioning this call and show you guys too. Usually what I do is I use a diamond stone, and I'm just going to work this call from side to side in order to roughen and condition this surface. And again, I'm just working this call back and forth to condition my surface there. You're going to get some excess debris on it, so go ahead and blow it off. Now this particular call is crystal, and it's set in a zebra wood pot. Now your wood and the type of pot that this call is set in is going to influence the sound that you get out of the call. If you find a good call, you've got a lot of options as far as a striker. Different strikers are going to give you a different tone and different sound with each one of your calls too. This one here is actually a hickory striker that is kind of my personal preference. And the kind of tip that you have on your striker is going to impact your sound as well. This has kind of got a little flared mushroom tip on it. It's really easy to purr, to cut, to make your high pitch within your yelps, and I'll just give you a little sample of how that sounds. And it's a really easy surface to purr on, to cluck on, and just to give you an example of how the dynamics of this call changes with each striker, I'll run this different striker on it just to give you an example. Now you see how it sounds different?
Yeah.
This is a diamond wood striker, so always in my vest I've got plenty of different strikers and plenty of different calls with different calling surfaces. This here is our aluminum, and it's set in a purple wood pot. This is an all-weather calling surface. If it gets wet, it's still going to run. You have to make sure that you've got an all-weather striker in order to be able to run it. The only thing that you've got to do to condition this call is to run some Brillo across it. And that's going to roughen your surface up enough that you can run this call. And I'm running this again with an all-weather striker. So that's an example of that. Now this will run, both of these will run wet. But once again, if you change strikers, you're changing the tone of the call. So this is a different kind of diamond wood. Now see how, what a lighter pitch that has to it? And you can just, whatever combination works well for you, that's what you need to go with. And this is our slate call. Now most of you guys know slate is probably one of the oldest forms or calling surfaces that is out there. A lot of guys, this is what they're going to use. They live and die by it. Again, all you got to do to condition this surface is use a little Brillo. Now this surface is one that you're going to have to make sure that you don't get wet while you're in the woods, because it will not run once it gets wet. This striker that I'm going to use here is a diamond wood, but this is a cutting striker. See how big that tip is on that striker? It's got a mushroom flared tip. See how easy that is to burr and stuff with? I'm going to change the striker here. See how it changes the dynamic? It's a different tone, different clarity. There's a lot more rasp to it. So that's just kind of an example that whatever pot you've got to call in, this is actually a cedar pot here. We've got the purple wood. Both of these calls here are in the zebra wood. And that changes the whole dynamic of the call. Any kind of combination between the pots, the calling surface, the striker, it all dictates what your calls are going to sound like. So whatever combination that you find that works best for you, then that's what you need to go with. hey, I'm Chris Herndon with Ridge Rocker Turkey Calls and KYSA Outdoors. This is our opening morning here in Kentucky for the youth spring turkey season. And I've got a first-time hunter with me here this morning, Dylan Probus. We had a great morning. He was fortunate enough to kill this nice jake. It's his first bird. The birds weren't extremely vocal this morning off the roost. So we were just sitting here doing some cold calling with our wig splitter by Ridge Rocker Turkey Calls, and this jake come in by itself and got right up in the decoys, and happened pretty quick, didn't it, Dylan?
Yeah.
We were able to get Dylan situated in the blind pretty quick, and he made a great shot on this bird. And are you excited? Are you happy about your first kill?
Ooh, very.
He says he's shaking not because he's cold, but from the adrenaline. So that's what it's all about for us, is giving it back and paying it forward and getting the youth involved. And we had a great time this morning. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful morning, and getting to spend time outdoors with our family and friends and getting to introduce somebody like Dylan to this great sport of turkey hunting is what it's all about for us. So thanks, buddy, for letting me be part of your hunt.
Thanks for taking me.
You're welcome. Absolutely. We will make this a yearly deal, man. So congratulations, and hopefully we'll get more of them. So.